Hello, today we're going to go over equational expressions in Korean. So this is the sentence structure right here. Subject, and the subject particle 는, an identity, and then the verb to be, either 이에요 or 예요. We'll go over this in more detail in a second. The goal of this lesson is to have you learn how to say sentences like, I am a student, Jenny is Korean, Jimin is a singer. So basically, sentences that ties the subject, like I, or Jenny, or Jimin, into one of their identity, like a student, Korean, a singer. Right, let's dive in. So one of the knowledge that you should know by this lesson are basic consonants and vowels. So consonants I will highlight in red as we go through this lesson, and vowels I will highlight in blue. But it will be very important for you to be able to identify what the consonants are in the letters that you see, or the syllables that you see, and what the vowels are. So I won't go over this, but you should know this at this point. And brief overview of the basic syllable structure. So the most basic syllable is where you have the consonant and a vowel. So right next to each other. So consonant is written first and then followed by vowel, right beside each other. And another common structure is consonant at the top, like this, and then vowel at the bottom, like that. And another common structure is consonant at the top, followed by vowel beside it, with a consonant at the bottom. So in a structure like this, the last letter is going to be the consonant at the bottom. So it'll come to make sense why identifying this last letter will be important in a second. So you have, in a syllable like this, you have a consonant, and then a vowel, and then a consonant. And in a syllable like this, you have a consonant, vowel, the bottom and below, because this is a combination vowel, and then consonant at the bottom. So in these syllables, the last letter is going to be this consonant right here. All right, and you have a structure like this, where you have a consonant at the top, vowel in the middle, followed by consonant at the bottom. And it's like this letter, syllable here, 물. All right. So with that, let's go dive into practice for this. So we have our two guests here for this lesson. We have Jimin, and let's identify the consonants here. This is a consonant. This is a consonant. This is a consonant, right? And the vowels are right here. So this is a syllable, very basic consonant vowel syllable. And this is more complicated syllable with consonant, vowel, followed by consonant in the bottom. And then what about this? We have a consonant here, vowel. So this is a consonant vowel syllable structure. and then we have a consonant here, followed by vowel. So this is another simple consonant vowel structure. So we have Jimin and Jenny here. Now, let's try that again. So these are the vocabularies that we'll need for this lesson. So the first vocabulary is Han. So this is a syllable. Han. 국. 사. 람. 한국 사람. 한국 사람. And this means Korean. And 가 수. 수. This means singer. And 학 생. Student. So let's try to look at these words. So this is a word, 한국 사람. This is a word, 가수. And this is another word, 학생. What does each word end in? Consonant or vowel? So 한국 사람, the last letter here is going to be this, right? 미음. So 한국 사람, this ends in a consonant. What about 가수? The last letter here is this U, right? This sound. This is a vowel. So the last letter in this word is going to be vowel. What about this? 학생. The last syllable is right there, and that's a consonant. Why is identifying this important? Why does it matter? So Jimin here, the name, ends in a consonant. Jenny ends in a vowel. This is important because in our sentence structure that we saw here, whether we choose the subject particle in or 는 depends on what the subject, the word for a subject, ends in. So let's look at that. So if we have a name, if we have a subject, 영유, the last letter for this subject is a vowel. So we're going to use a subject particle, 는. So we're going to say 영유는. However, if a subject ends in a consonant, we're going to use a subject particle, 은. So we're going to say 제인은 in our sentence. So let's look at that. Let's look at the other two. What about 준호? What does that end in? Does that end in a consonant or does that end in a vowel? 준호 ends in a vowel. So 준호 is going to be 준호는 in our sentence. What about Diana? it ends in a vowel. So Diana is going to be 다이애나는 when we're constructing the first part of our sentence with the subject. Now, let's move on to our verb in our sentence structure right here. So we have the subject, and we got to figure out what letter the subject ends in to figure out which subject particle to use. We need to do the same thing to figure out which form of the verb to be in Korean, which is 이다, to use in our sentence. So if we go back to here, the verb 이다 either conjugates to 이에요 if our identity word ends in a consonant, or it conjugates to 예요 if our identity word ends in a vowel. So these are the identity words we'll use for this example. So 엄마 means mom in Korean. What does this identity word end in? Does it end in a consonant or does it end in a vowel? So the last letter in this word is 아. So it ends in a vowel. So 엄마 예요. So that is going to be 엄마 예요. It's gonna use the to be, a conjugation of 예요. What about this word? 인도 사람. It means Indian person. Person of India. Person from India. So it ends in a consonant. So then, this is going to use the verb conjugation 이에요, and we're going to say 인도 사람이에요. All right. What about 아빠? This means dad. It ends in a vowel, so it's going to be 아빠 예요. What about 선생님? It ends in a consonant, so it's going to be 선생님 이에요. And last one for fun, 영국 사람, same thing, right? Ends in a consonant, so it's going to be 영국 사람 이에요. Alright, so we got that first part of the sentence, subject with a subject particle, and the second part of sentence, the verb 이다, to be, in relation to identity. So we put them together to get an equational sentence in Korean. So we put a word for the subject, and then we pick the subject particle based on whether they end in a consonant or vowel, and then we pick an identity word, and then we choose how to conjugate the verb to be based on whether the word for identity ends in a consonant or vowel. So let's break this down. This is the verb. This is a subject particle. So then, where is the verb? At the end of the sentence. So, Korean sentences end in a verb, and later you'll learn or adjective. let's move on. And let's do more practice. So let's be mindful of this sentence structure and try to use this sentence structure in this practice. So this is our subject, and these are the words for identity. So let's look at number 1. Our subject is 해인. So does it end in a consonant or vowel? It ends in a consonant. So our particle, subject particle, is it going to be 은 or 는? It's going to be 은. 해인은. And here is an identity word. 캐나다 사람. This means Canadian. Because 사람 means person. The person from Korea. So 캐나다 사람. So what does that end in? Consonant or vowel? It ends in a consonant. So it's going to be 이에요. So this sentence here means 혜인은 캐나다 사람이에요. Meaning 혜인 is Canadian. Alright, what about the second sentence? Mark. So we have 마크, and then we have the identity word, 선생님. How do we put that into a sentence? So how do we say Mark is a teacher? Let's go back. 마크. So 마크 ends in a consonant or vowel? Vowel. So we're going to use a subject particle, 는, and his identity. Does it end in a consonant or vowel? It ends in a consonant. So we're going to say 선생님 이에요. All right. What about Kelvin? Number 3, Kelvin. So, 선생님, I'm gonna go back. 선생님 means teacher. And then this is 의사, which means doctor. So Kelvin's a doctor. So how do we say Kelvin is a doctor? Kelvin ends in a consonant. So we're going to say 켈빈은 의사 ends in a vowel. So we're going to say 의사예요. So we're going to say 켈빈은 의사예요. What about number 4? Jennifer ends in a vowel. So it's going to use the subject particle 는. Jennifer는 엄마 ends in a vowel. So we're going to use the conjugation 예요. So we're going to say Jennifer는 엄마예요. What about the 5th sentence? 존 ends in a consonant. So we're going to use the particle 은. 미국 사람 ends in a consonant. So we're going to use the conjugation 이에요. So John is, so 엄마 is mom. 미국 사람 is American. So John is American is going to be 존은 미국 사람이에요. Alright, so that's the end of the lesson. I hope you found this helpful. So again, the format for this equational sentence is going to be subject, and then the subject particle 은 or 는. 은 for the subjects ending in consonants, and then 는 for subjects ending in a vowel, and then identity word, and then 이에요 for identity words ending in a consonant, and then 예요 for identity words ending in a vowel. All right, I hope you found this helpful, and have a great night.